Well, you're going to see the theme tonight's going to be about the same all night long. We all knew Mike, younger, older, but you really don't get to know Mike until you dive in the political world with Mike. And I did that in 2001. We knew we needed someone that knows everybody in politics. And of course, Mike's the person you call. And of course, Mike does what he always does. He didn't even hiccup. He says, I'm in, and he was in the whole way. Except for I didn't know the hornet nest I was climbing into at that point, because we'd have daily and nightly calls, and Mike's trying to train me up on all of his world, and I'm writing notes trying to think, what the hell's he just told me? I don't know what he's saying. He's talking about Klamath Lake levels, river levels, and ESA, and hot lip hooligan, and it'd be going on. And I think the only reason he did that kind of crap is because he knew I was struggling, so he'd throw in, as you all know, he loves MASH, and he loves Pretty Woman. And I probably heard every line of it during that summer in a time or two, just so I can get caught up in where his thought process is going, which I'm kind of like Brad, never got caught up. Anyway, he made that Bucket Brigade and all those weeks happen. I mean, all of his contacts, things happened in a hurry. We did this in 2 weeks. And Mike had the contacts to do these sort of things. But anyway, that's another story. He's my mentor. So Mike says, once you get into it, you can't get out, and this is BS. But anyway, I'm still here. But I went to my first big meeting with Mike. And of course, I'm going to watch everything he does and pay attention. Try to. Anyway, he told me it was Sue Ellen Woolrich in Medford, and there was probably 20, 30 people there. It was after the Bucket Brigade. I was a kid in a candy store. I had no idea what I was doing there. Didn't know what to do, but I'm sitting next to my good buddy because he's going to teach me everything. And as soon as the meeting, before it started, he said, you got to make sure they remember you. Okay. I don't know what he meant by that. So the meeting was going along pretty good. And there was kind of a little pause. And Mr. Byrne does his homework. When he gets, okay, he's a goofball. We get that. But when it comes to politics, he is not a goofball. He knows what he's doing. He researches. He knew Sue Ellen Woolrich played basketball sometime. And during this little pause, he said something about her uniform, and I can't remember the words, but have anybody been places where you wish you weren't there? He said that. She looked at him. I wanted to get the hell out of there. It was a look, it wasn't a hate look, but she looked at him like, what the hell did you just tell me? And I thought, oh shit. And then she looked down for about, seemed forever, and then she looked up, smiled, and went on. And then he poked me in the ribs. She remembers me. And she did. After that meeting, who did she talk to? Mike Byrne. So, Mike, I was told to keep it short. It's hard to keep it short with a guy like you. Yeah, that. But like Brad and everybody else is going to say, you can't find a better friend than Mike Byrne. One that knows more people and has done the right thing all of his life. And I hope some of the young kids around here will take example what Mike's done. And he's never asked for credit ever. He just shows up, gets it done, moves on, and then thinks about, crap, I should have been home, taking care of the cows or all that other stuff, but he still does it. And he kept charging. And he, like you said, he's a true friend, and thank you, Mike.